Well, I have to say this again. My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I hope this tape is audible. Um, I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given another name, the name of a twin. Both twins were dead, and that's the name I still have to use. I married a Childers. The point is, I've done, I think, 3 tapes prior to this about this, what's being done to me. Uh, so I'm not going to go back on that. I hope if someone cares enough to go back and look at it. I'm at Richfield, though, to where suddenly I'd stayed there before and they'd use chemicals at each of these places. It's an allergy I have, an immune system disorder, and it can kill me. It makes my life a living hell, and if it's not stopped, it's your home atmosphere. Then you have to leave, and that's what they run me with. And I've told that in prior tapes. So I stay sick, and at the point, the inflammation is so bad in my lungs and kidneys, the damage done to it over the years of having to inhale it, I can hardly walk. I'm 75, so. But I've had to go back to the HUD places and literally beg for a place to live where I had to leave and break the lease because of the chemicals being deliberately put on me. And these managers and everything and maintenance were all in on this. So Richfield, these places where the law enforcement took me, I got in a couple of days or a couple of months at Richfield, and then Joseph Sweck moved in that day. And then suddenly, when I go back the second time and have to humble myself to go back and hope they don't soak me again and I can get in and put my head on a pillow, they suddenly have come up with, they have to do a criminal background check. Now, they hadn't had to do that before, and this is for a HUD, which they have certain rules, and only if you're a felon or you have been evicted and still owe, which neither of them, that's a sick joke. It's these people that have committed the crime. I haven't. So here, when I asked for a reason, they denied me at Richfield. And where before, I asked once before to go back, and Equifax, and then Equifax didn't have anything about me, didn't know who I am. So they haven't marked that box here. They've marked another one where previous abandonment of property. You don't see any of the truth about the chemicals, nothing. Let me explain about the abandonment of property. When I went there, law enforcement took me, and I had chemicals used on me and all this. When I first went there, I was sleeping on the floor with the carpet and a sleeping bag. That's all I had. So this was already prearranged, though, and I didn't know it. Again, it makes it sound like they're doing me a favor because there was a church there, Methodist Church over in Salem, that got me, somebody had a twin bed up in the attic that I think their kid had slept on. They brought that, and it was just a few things. It was a small studio apartment and some clothes. So it's so ludicrous you can't believe it. So then when the chemicals are so bad, I have to leave. And the lady that was in charge, kind of a monitor over she lived there too, though, on the floor I was on. Her sister was part of the church group and the manager here at Richfield. This woman, Allison Sanford. They all knew this. There was even a get-together one morning. So it all looks good on the surface. But then I have to leave for my health because of what they're doing. And now then here, when I go back and they deny me, you don't get any of the truth. They say I just abandoned the property and they had to use part of my, they had to clean it and they had to use part of my deposit. When in fact, the one woman that lived there that was monitor, She's living there like as me, you know, like I am, or was. And her sister and the church got together along with the Sanford, Allison Sanford, who's manager over Richfield, this building. They all got together. This was planned. Yet when I was forced to leave, this is being used against me now that I left the few things there. Or I had to leave. I had nowhere to carry them. I gave them a notice. My God, it's so ridiculous. But the thing that I wanted to tell here also, since they use this as a reason to deny me, the woman, before I left, the woman that her sister and the church had gotten together and give me the few things so I'd have something to sleep on and cook in and everything, she had told me, and I cleared this with this Allison Sanford, the manager. So this was all taken care of, that part. The woman, the church wanted it back since I was moving, and they were going to come in and move it. And one of them, their son was going to college, and they could use the furniture and everything, and pots and pans. So this was all taken care of. So I made every step to make things right, even though I'm the one getting done in. Now then, they're turning around and using this against me. It's a total lie. You don't hear any of the truth. Now then, I want to go, that's Richfield. Now I want to go to Joseph's Way, where I stayed 7 months, and they put me in right away. And this son of Scott, the same thing happened with this. They're, rather than me asking to go back to Joseph's Way, having to beg to, I went to his place over it's a brand new one in Christiansburg. Now then, they just tell me there's no need for me to pursue it, which that in itself is against the law. Um, she said your record of previous tenancy does not meet our screening criteria. Can you believe that? And I'm asked to fill out this criminal background check, which before I was put right in, and they broke the law against me. Now that I'm going to go to one that's a private citizen, he has in travel where up next to the trail where everybody knew I was walking on the side of the road, living in freezing and starving and begging. So this is a man that he was paid the deposit, which I think, $400. And I was supposed to have a year's lease. And instead, when I got there, and I don't have a car, I've been kept penniless, so I had to take it. It was in November of '08 here, '09, excuse me. No, it was '08, November of '08. And I went there, and I don't have a car to carry me around, so I really have to take it. Paid him the deposit, and I paid the rent, but suddenly he changes it to a monthly. So it was already planned. That's the thing in all this. So then, the same things happened there. I could go into telling that he illegally, I was living in a cottage that his mother had lived in and died. And then supposedly some woman lived there 2 years prior to me, and she had a real good time. So they'll say this, this person didn't have a problem, and it makes me look like I'm lying. And I don't know, it's so hideous, I don't know how I just don't. So I could go into the laws broken there, and he even laughed about it. He said, there's a statute of limitations, you'll never sue me. So he comes up and sticks a notice of termination demand for possession. An eviction notice is in here. Now, remember, I paid the rent. I paid the security deposits. And he tells me he wants it back.